What do you do when you need 5 yards on third down? Throw it short of the sticks to Rondale Moore. Ooh, welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Shane Diefenbach, joined as always by Johnny Venerable. Johnny, how are you?
Sad boy. Not surprised. The Cardinals wet the bed again yesterday. It is early November, and anytime you're pulling up draft standings in early November, it's a cold, dark place in hell. But we also have a lot of other things to talk about with the dynamic of this team. Hard Knocks is coming out, and we have some odds when and if Kliff Kingsbury is going to be fired. And I'm enjoying betting on football now that the Cardinals, I can take my emotion out of it.
Yeah. Johnny, you know the odds. What are they right now for
Kliff
Kingsbury?
Depending on where you look, because he is the overwhelming favorite across the board. Let me just say that. He was the favorite to be fired before Frank Wright was fired by that crazy person, Jim Irsay. And they promoted Jeff Saturday. That to me is makes me feel better if I'm a Cardinal fan. Like that shitstorm in Indianapolis. Thank God we're not that. We have Kyler Murray. But Kliff was the favorite to be fired over Frank Wright. Frank Wright is now gone. Yeah, there's Josh McDaniels hovering around and Lovie Smith, but guess what? Those guys are first-year head coaches. I think they're going to get more time. Kliff is the overwhelming favorite. I have seen the number anywhere between plus 225 all the way down to plus 150. It was plus 150 on a different site last Thursday, and then they lost again. So I was like, how can you even get even money on this right now? Is that Vegas telling Cardinal fans, hang on, it may not be so easy? So we're going to break it all down in greater detail today on PHNX Cardinals, but he's the favorite to be fired. And guess what, Shane? They play the Rams this weekend. They've beaten the Rams and Sean McVay one time dating back to Bruce Arians. The Rams look better than I think people thought against the Buccaneers yesterday. Like, to me, that's going to be a very dark, cold flight home from LA's Sunday night.
Yeah. Man. There's just so much going on, Johnny.
It's great. It's not great, but you're either be great or be interesting. The Cardinals, Hard Knocks Wednesday, they're going to be interesting, but from a gambling perspective, stay the hell away from them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Johnny, we'll get into our picks from the weekend. Johnny, we'll start with you. How'd you do on your picks?
I did fine. The Dolphins didn't cover. They were smoking the Bears all game. Then they got complacent. Justin Fields is the guy. And I've been telling everybody this. I thought that'd be one of the more entertaining games of the day. The Panthers did not cover. The Packers did not cover. The Rams did not cover. The Tennessee, Kansas City did not cover the over. So when I said I did fine, I meant I did fucking terrible. 0-5.
Wait, did you go over 5?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
I'm failing upward like what's his name? Like Kliff Kingsbury and Jeff Saturday. Go ahead and make me the head. Give me Johnny Avella's job. That would be the equivalent of Jeff Saturday getting promoted to head coach.
Oh, hey, you had a couple good weeks. So we'll let this one slide. I wasn't laughing at your failure to hit a pick. I was more laughing at you thinking you did okay, and then realizing slowly.
I thought my picks were better than that, and I looked at them all lined up, and I'm like, oh, there are no winners here.
Johnny went 0-5, and now he's got the beanie on, like he's going to go rob some nondescript grandma of her purse.
Not only did I go 0-5 on my PHNX bets, some of them were in parlays, but I made probably 8 bets this weekend. I didn't win a damn one of them.
I did okay. My picks were nothing to write home about. I went 1 for 4 with a push. Nothing good here. Vikings pushed. Falcons should have won that game. That was gross. Packers were the biggest upset ever. Not like upset in terms of spread, but just what the hell happened. I was very upset about it is what more I meant. And then Seahawks Cardinals should have gone under, but fucking the Cardinals can't defend. They just can't do it. Kenneth Walker's really good, but still. That game barely went over in the last minute. And then Carolina at Cincy, this was free money, over 42.5. The Bengals almost hit that by themselves, scoring 42 points. Props, I did a lot better. Props, I got Raheem Mostert under rushing yards because I knew Jeff Wilson would get a bunch of touches. TJ Hawkinson went over in the first half. And then this might be the worst bet I've ever made, Johnny Venerable. I took PJ Walker over 184 passing yards. You know how many passing yards he finished with, Johnny?
Negative.
6. And then he got pulled.
Negative.
He had 6 passing yards, Johnny, after what was one of the best displays. It was the best display of his career last week. And he had 6. Without Chidobe Awuzie, Eli Apple is still running around the field for the Bengals. And somehow he finished with 6. Just disgusting. Not a great week. I did win money this weekend on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I hit an anytime touchdown score parlay. Kenneth Walker, I saw that cash live. I was at the Cardinals game.
That was smart.
That was the last one I had in that. So plus like 800. That felt really good. And you can do that as well in the DraftKings Sportsbook app when you download it. Using that promo code PHNX. New customers can stay the hell away from the NFL and bet in the NBA. New customers can bet just $5 on any NBA money line. Get $200 in free bets instantly when you use that promo code PHNX. It's just that simple. Johnny, what was your most disappointing pick this weekend on the DraftKings Sportsbook app?
Well, I don't know if I had a sweet little parlay of 4 anytime touchdown scores, a 4-legger, and 2 of the 4 hit, and the other 2 should have hit. Like Aaron Jones should have had a touchdown against the Lions. What the hell was that? And then this one was a little bit of a stretch, but Deontay Foreman had 3 touchdowns last week, playing a Cincinnati defense that's ass.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, Austin Eckler both hit. It was 20 to pay out about 200. It was boosted. Then I also had a 4-legger with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, and the hardest leg of it was an anytime touchdown from Josh Allen. That hit, but they couldn't win the game, and he couldn't hit his over in passing yards, which was 227. He had 160 at half. Those were the 2 most disappointing because I felt like I had them. I hit those 2 early legs, and I'm like, we're good. And it wasn't good, Shane. It wasn't good.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner is going to be the best cornerback in the NFL in a year. Like, he's unbelievable.
He might be the best. Him and Patrick Surtain are the 2 best I've watched this year. And then, of course, your boy in Seattle. Everybody loves him. Ooh.
Tariq Woolen kind of gets burned a lot. He got burned by Zach Ertz.
Tariq, you know what? He did a nice job on Hopkins in the second half, but to Hopkins' credit, he only got the ball thrown to him 5 times.
Do you remember on the tailgate show on Sunday when I said that DeAndre Hopkins should have a big game because of this base 4-3 that they run? They can just put him on the right side of the field with Kobe Bryant over there and throw to him all the time. They didn't do that. They just didn't do that. They didn't want to put him over there. It was bizarre. So if you find an exploit like that and you think that the Cardinals are going to suck, you can boost your winnings up to 100% with DraftKings stepped up same game parlay. So it's that simple. Just download it today. Use that promo code PHNX. Promo code PHNX on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for more details. All right.
I've also, real quick, I've bet a lot on the Raiders this year. And lost
I bet on them betting this year. Raiders. Johnny, your props. Did you do any better in that area?
Let's look at him. I don't know. Travis Etienne is the guy. He's flipping fantastic. That hit plus 330. Deontay Foreman didn't score a touchdown. Geno Smith, he had over 2 passing touchdowns, so not great for me.
Well, you got a plus 330 to boost your 109, 2 tutties. He was in my anytime touchdown score parlay.
He's like I thought it was a mistake trading away James Robinson. I'm like, oh, has ETN proved he's the guy? Remember he had that horrific injury that I think derails a lot of NFL players' careers, and Urban tried to play him at wideout, and now he's a running back again. He's elite.
Look how long my arms look when I do this.
Big boy.
Don't I look like one of those things at the car sales would go?
I was going to say you look like Tariq Woolen.
Yeah, I look like Tariq Woolen.
Guys are basically twins.
All right, let's talk about the game we have to watch tonight. Or we get to watch. This is going to be a fun one. Ravens Saints. This line is kind of a rat line, I would say. I kind of want to bet on the Saints, but I'm not going to.
It's a rat line for us rat bastards that are ready to bet it, I think is what it is.
Yeah, I have to ride with my boy because last time I didn't on primetime, I lost. So give me the Ravens and give me the points. -1.5. I also like the over in this game. Johnny, I know you like the same, don't you?
I do. I also like Sly, our guy in the comments, friend of PHNX Cardinals, here clearly to talk about Kliff Kingsbury potentially being fired. Sly, he's not fired yet because they feel like they have time before they fire him, maybe. But we're going to talk about that on Cardinals today. I like the Ravens tonight. Hell, I love them. And this is probably the most confident I felt about my props in a long time for a Monday night game.
Yeah. Aaron in the chat saying betting on football is tough. I'm doing better with NBA. Yeah, as is the entire public. I mean, that's just how it is. The NFL. If somebody tells you they hit 70% of their bets on the NFL consistently, they're lying. Because I think 2 weeks ago showed us all the evidence we need when Justin Fields just tore up one of the best secondaries in the NFL and the Patriots. Sometimes you just can't predict things, and that's okay. We're here to make you money in all facets, and we also got college basketball picks coming up later in the show. But props is where I make my money, and I make a lot of money on a guy that's about to get paid in Lamar Jackson. Give me his over on rushing yards, -120. I think this game is going to be really fun. I think Lamar shines tonight. He's just been somehow quietly doing what he's doing at an MVP level. I love this over at 60.5 rushing yards. It might be at 61 now, -120 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Throw that in a same game parlay, make some coin, especially with this. Justin Tucker over 1.5 field goals made. I think they moved down the field consistently tonight. They've had some struggles in the red zone, especially without Mark Andrews. They might not be able to cash in on these. I know everyone loves Isaiah Likely. His odds on DraftKings to score a touchdown are the fourth best. I get it. He's fun. He's cool. That's crazy to me. I don't think they score touchdowns at will. I think they do so, with big shot plays. But in the red zone, I think they'll settle for more field goals than touchdowns. So give me his over on field goals made at 1.5, Mr. Justin Tucker, the opera singer himself.
Isaiah Likely tore apart the Cardinals. Now, this isn't saying much in what was the third preseason game. He has been unequivocally the best tight end in this rookie class. I think he has a big night. Saints all, but I think they're going to be done after tonight. I don't know if Dennis Allen will be done, but here are my props. Here's what I like tonight on Monday Night Football. I like an anytime touchdown from the Ravens defense. Somehow the Saints have better odds on DraftKings to score an anytime touchdown, which is crazy to me. Dalton loves throwing it to the opposing team. Cards had 2 pick sixes against him. He's immobile in the pocket. This just seems like a scoop and score. Patrick Queen, maybe even the Roquan Smith debut looking fantastic. Yeah. But I do think Dalton gets his. He's the king of garbage time. I think he'll have somewhere between 250, 260 passing yards. That team's in shambles, very similar to the Cardinals. So Ravens, to me, I'm more impressed with Lamar than I ever have been, even more so in the MVP season, because he does less with more than really most any other quarterback in the NFL. I mean, if the Cardinals were down to Devin Duvernay and Isaiah Likely, they wouldn't move the ball at all. And here we are thinking the over is going to hit. And that's a testament to Lamar. They picked up Kenyon Drake off the street. He's been seamless addition. Now, it helps. A big part of their offense, most of their offense, is the run game. And Greg Roman's doing a really nice job with Lamar. So I would be very surprised if New Orleans hung in this game more than 2 quarters.
I actually don't think I am. I'm not super confident in the Ravens line, but what gives me a little bit of pause is the fact that the Cardinals were able to tear up this defense. I think their defense looked really good last week. It was against the Raiders, but it wasn't a quarterback that can get out. And I think that's going to cause a lot of problems for this defensive front. And just the way they're scheming stuff open, Devin Duvernay looks like a Pro Bowl receiver in some games. So this is going to be a fun game. Super excited to watch it from just a chess perspective. One coach that's really fun, another coach that's kind of clueless. We could see some fireworks for the Ravens tonight. But there are some very good individual talents on that Saints team. Johnny, any final thoughts on this game?
I'm anxious to see on the defensive side of the ball. They've had so many injuries, that being the Ravens, to their secondary. Can they hold up? Because I think now with, Kansas City is a juggernaut, but Buffalo, I'm sorry to our producer, Sean, Buffalo does not look like a world beater anymore. Is this a game where Baltimore can kind of reintroduce themselves as a contender in the AFC? I think so.
Sean's giving a puzzled look beyond the Mac. Sean, do you want to say anything?
Johnny, are we going to pretend that the Bills weren't playing with their entire second string defense? Josh Allen did not look good. I'll admit that. He's had a couple of games now where he looks like
I would be, if I was a Bills fan, I would be very concerned with how dependent they are on Josh to run the football. And I just feel like that the Jets may have given the league a blueprint yesterday. I'm just saying.
All right. One more thing to talk about. College basketball starts today. Baylor is currently up by 70 points against Mississippi Valley State. Mississippi Valley State.
Mississippi. Also, Stanford's up by 6 right now on Pacific.
Gotta love the big spread. Baylor was favored by 44.5. Anybody was wondering. I got 3 cuties. One of them involves ASU at home against Tarleton State tonight. Give me ASU in the points, -14.5. 14.5. This team's going to surprise some people in the Pac-12 this year.
It has since moved to 14, just so you know.
What?
It's at 14 now. 14 even.
Wow, getting some value there. This isn't football, but they're favored by a touchdown. So give me ASU in the points. I also love Kentucky. Shibwe and that entire team is so damn good. They had one of the best regular seasons ever last year. And I think they're a little bit slept on this year. I love Kentucky in the points. And then Arkansas, my favorite team in college basketball this year. Top 3 recruiting class, 3 5-stars. Just Eric Musselman is just such a good coach. I know they lost 2 guys to the draft last year. I think they're even better this year. They've turned from a defensive-minded team to an all-around juggernaut. Watch out for Arkansas this year. Get your futures in on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So fired up. So fired up for college basketball to start.
Must be nice. Must be nice. You have a team that's doing well. Must be nice.
They haven't played a game yet. They could be terrible. Who knows?
Nah,
I just put $25 on Arkansas to win the national championship.
What are their odds?
Plus 1,500. So
Love
25
it.
to win 400.
Love it. Absolute wagon inbound. Guys, been a pleasure as always. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef. You can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. Follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. We're here every Monday through Friday at noon, right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. Make sure to follow PHNX_sports across all socials, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. But until then, peace, love, and Arkansas is a wagon.